And we have our two doors painted. They should be dry by now. So basically, from outside, that's one door closed, and that's the second door closed. Of course, still no seal, but that's what it looks like. So let's go in, shall we? That's two door. Lights on. And we can go inside and close this door. And we close the second door. Obviously the doors still don't have any seal, and you can tell, I'm just going to open that door, by the amount of light that's coming in, that will tell you how much gap there is. So I'm just going to turn the light off so you can see, let me get over, so you can see light shining through from the door and how much light is inside. So you can still tell the state of the door. So I'm just going to close the second door. And as you can see, even though with no seal, it is absolutely dark. I mean, with my eyes, now that my eyes adjusted to the darkness, I can still see tiny bit of light coming in, and especially from the bottom, I can still see some light. But yes, so that sort of tells you how much sort of air gap there is. So once the seal comes in, oh, whoa, light. So once the seal is put in, basically it means no light coming in and no air movement. Soundproofed, the doors. Okay, the camera is right at the back of the room, and I'm standing in the middle of the room, and about a meter and a half or thereabouts, maybe about 2 meters away from the camera, and the door is another 2 meters away as well, or thereabouts. And I've got both doors open, so I'm just going to stay quiet so we can hear and enjoy the nature, all the sounds in my area outside this room. So basically I'm looking about 40 dB SPL. So just going to close the first door. Sorry, we're going to lose the nature sound. This rate, I'm actually getting 34 dB SPL, so about 6 dB down, which is good. So let's close the second door, because I can still hear birds chirping and some cars on the road passing by and so on. So let's close the second door. Okay, 33 dB, not much less than what it was, but that's probably the room ambience as well. And it went up to 38 when I heard a car drive past. But yeah, that's about it. So it does, the doors without any seal, reduce the outside noise by 6 dB, which is pretty good. So not bad. So I guess time now to finish off the architrave, all the paints done, so that I can start moving in. concludes the paint job. Now, time to move in. Okay, moving time. I have moved some of my equipment here already, which were loose. So I've got all my outboard gear here from the room, microphone stands, my acoustic panels right there. So there's quite a lot that I need to reconnect. And then on the other side I've got my music gear, so my keyboards, my amps and guitars and keys and whatsoever. So they're all here. Let's have a look at some of the gear that will be connected. Some of my compressors, EQs, gates and so on here, some audio interfaces and mics are here that needs to be set up. And I do have PowerBrite Pro as well. So that's a power conditioner which I'll be connecting. So all of my audio gear will be connected to that, so that any spikes or voltage variations, all the equipment will be protected. I will actually get a UPS for my PC, which currently I don't have, but I think it's a good idea to have a UPS for the PC, but not the audio gear, just the PC. That way if the power fails, you know, then I've got enough time to shut down, save everything and shut down the program. But you know, any power spikes and things will be protected by the PowerBrite, which is about 10 outputs. So that will power up pretty much every outboard gear that I have, including my audio interfaces and so on. Yeah, so the move is happening. These are my acoustic panels which I built a couple of years ago, and they've been sitting in my studio inside as bass traps as well, because they're quite thick. They're probably about 3 inches thick or thereabouts, I don't know. They're about 60 millimeters thick, so I don't know how many inches that is. And inside it is the same material as I put inside the walls, the sound screen, the grey one. It's basically wrapped in this special material. Now actually it's not special material, but the material that I chose, and it's important that it allows air to pass through. Some material won't, because that's the whole purpose of the material, to, you know, especially for clothing, so air doesn't pass through and keeps you warm. But this material, air has to pass through it. And you know, I found it at the hardware shop, and it's basically wrapped all around to sort of keep all of the sound screen fiberglass material safe inside, but at the same time allow air to pass through. Now I'll be actually building about 4 more of these for this room, which will be hanging on the walls. Now these ones are designed so that actually the hook behind it is hooked at the corner, and these act as bass traps. So it absorbs all the air pressure in the corner of the rooms, in that triangle corner. But one thing you need to make sure that when you're mounting these on the walls, to allow at least about 1 inch of air gap behind the panel, so that it allows air to pass through it and the sound to be absorbed. But if you don't have the air behind it, then you know, it reduces the effect of it. So once you have the air behind it, then it'll be more effective. So when you're mounting it onto either clips, or whether you're using some string with hooks and so on, that there is some gap behind it. You can use some spacers or rubber feet or some sort of plastic bit that you can screw in and then mount it onto the wall. That way gives you better performance.